get started with TinkerCAD, you need to go to tinkercad.com. Once here, you're going to need to create a new account unless you already have one. To do that, you need to click on Sign Up in the top right hand corner. Once the page loads, we need to select our country and enter your date of birth. You then need to enter your email address. Now you all have a student email address. You can either use this or a personal email address. And then you need to create a password. Make sure that the password is something that you're going to remember. Now, it's always a good idea before you agree to these to read the terms and service and privacy statement. I've done this previously, so I can click on it and click Create Account. You can choose whether or not you'd like to receive emails from them, and then click Done. Once the page is loaded, you'll be taken into 3 tutorials. It's a really good idea to do these as they'll teach you the basic skills. Make sure you follow step by step on the left hand side. It'll show you exactly what to do and teach you how to do basic moves, placement of objects, resizing, all the important things that you're going to need to create your paddle boat. So make sure you follow through these steps. To get to the next step, simply click Next down the bottom. The final tutorial is about how to create a hull. Now this is really important because when using TinkerCAD, it's simply a matter of putting together shapes and hulls to create your object. TinkerCAD will continue to take you through tutorials to teach you how to do all the basic skills. It's a good idea to continue through these. As you can see, there's 7 in this section. If you don't want to go through the tutorials and want to start playing around, simply click the 9 boxes at the top here where it says TinkerCAD, and this will take you to your desktop for TinkerCAD. Here, you'll be able to see any designs that you've previously created, or importantly for us, to create a new design. This is the build plane. This is the area where things can be placed to print out on the 3D printer. There's a few functions that you can see around the screen. At the top, we can rename our project by clicking up here. We can move the build plane around by clicking the left button. This can also be done by using the right mouse button and dragging around. We can return home. We can fit in the things that we've put on. We can zoom in and zoom out. On the right hand side, we have all of the shapes that we can use to create our objects. We have basic shapes. If we click on the drop down arrow, there are other shapes that can be used as well. The simple steps in TinkerCAD are to drag an object out onto the build plane. You'll see my square has these little white boxes around the outside. I can click and drag to resize, or to make things easier, I can click into one of these areas and simply type in the size I want my object. Keep in mind that TinkerCAD uses millimeters, so you'll need to make sure you convert your centimeter sizes to millimeters. I can also use this white box in the middle to make my object taller or shorter. The black arrow will allow me to lift my object up off the build plane in case I want to put it on top of other objects. And the curved arrows will let me rotate. If I keep my cursor inside the circle, it will rotate in chunks. If I move it outside, I can move it by individual degrees. To delete an object, simply select it and press the delete button, or click on the rubbish bin up the top. Creating an object or creating your design is simply a matter of building together different pieces until you have the design that you want. If you want a piece removed from your object, drag it out and instead of having it as a solid, change it to a hull. This will cut away the section in grey. To make that permanent, I hold down the Shift key, select all of the objects and group them together. In a few seconds that will make it a permanent cutout. Now it's up to you to play around. You have all these shapes to work with, they can all be turned into hulls, and you also have a variety of other shapes available from the right hand side. When you've finished your design, we'll need to convert it into the type of file that the printers understand. To do this, click on the Export button in the top right corner and select STL. This is the type of file that our 3D printers use. This will download a copy of your model into your Downloads folder. From here, you can cut or copy it onto your student drive, ready to be uploaded to the learning task on Compass. Your design will save automatically, so there's no need for a save button, and to see your designs you can return to your desktop by clicking on the TinkerCAD symbol up in the top left corner. This can be also useful if you get stuck, because it will allow you to go back and have a look at the tutorials. So by clicking on that box it will take you back. There's then a Learn tab at the top left here. By clicking on that Learn tab, you'll have access to all of the tutorials in case there's something that you can't figure out. It also explains some of the hotkeys that you can use if you like using these. Good luck with your design!